Welcome back to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. Yo. Listen, I only been gone 3 days. I'm getting much better. Much better. Listen, so it's not much has changed in 3 days other than the topics. I made some mean ass jerk chicken and rice, and I had it with some fried arugula. I can't wait to finish up this episode. I love y'all, but the bitch is hungry. I gotta go to the store and get me some apple turnovers. Whenever I have a good meal, I need, at least 3 or 4 apple turnovers just to wash it all down with. So, listen, let's get into the show. We have to talk covers, darling. All the September issue covers are hitting us one after the other. So first up, we have the Harper's Bazaar September Icon issue featuring none other than the legendary Naomi Campbell, darling. She's on the cover wearing Azadine Alaya. I love these pants. This is from, I think, maybe the last collection or the collection before. Oh my god. I'm surprised I haven't seen more people in these pants. These are genius. I love Naomi with the shortcuts. So in the mag, Naomi talks about her experiences during her 40-year reign as the supermodel, if you ask me. She's one of the very few that are still walking the catwalks these days. She also talks about how she didn't always like being the first black model on certain things, and how the pressure really mounted. Naomi Campbell, we have seen her her ups and we've seen her downs, but we've always seen her come back. There was never a time in her career where I could think of that she let anything hold her back from success. Through the probation, which she turned into a fashion show, through the phone incident, through the rumors, through, failed relationships, Naomi has always, there's one thing that always has gone right for Naomi, and that's her career in fashion. It's been over 40 decades. You can't go wrong. My favorite looks of hers, I love the spread of her. She's wearing Loewe. She's wearing Chanel. This Chanel shot is actually my favorite. I love her with the shortcut. It's just a more relaxed shoot. My favorite look out of the whole shoot, out of the entire shoot, has to be this Ferragamo look. It's Ferragamo and the Row by the Olsen twins. I love this look. She just seems so happy, and I love this pixie cut on her. Naomi is one of those rare women who can go short, long, pixie cut. It doesn't matter. That bone structure is so versatile. Listen, she's styled by Carlos Nazario, and she is photographed by, hold on, Malik Badian. So yeah, huge congratulations. Also featured in the mag is the legendary Grammy Award winning, one of the greatest vocalists of all time, Chaka Khan. She's wearing 16 Arlington. Also, we have Naomi Ackie, who I'm becoming a huge fan of in movies. She's a British actress. She's an amazing actress. Let me rephrase that. An amazing British actress who is not too shabby on the red carpet either. Her looks, she has looks for days, and she has a unique look to her. I like that she's still like that natural girl next door. She's been in she's got a couple of hits. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, and she's also going to be in the new upcoming movie Blink Twice, co-starring Channing Tatum, and which leads us to our next cover. The director is none other than all around it girl Zoe Kravitz, who is on the cover of Esquire, darling. So Zoe Kravitz is on the cover of Esquire. She's wearing YSL. She's styled by Zoe Grossman and photographed by Andrew McCummel. Listen, I saw the previews for Blink Twice. It's somewhat of an erotic thriller. That's the vibe that it gave me, and I live for erotic thrillers, honey. The movie, like I said, it stars Naomi Aki and her fiance Channing Tatum. In the mag, she talks about what filming was like. She talks about this being her directorial debut, and we also see some words of encouragement from her fiance Channing Tatum, honey, and also her longtime friend and former co-star Robert Pattinson. So, and listen, I love the looks in this. Zoe is definitely a fashion it girl. And, Esquire, I'm a huge fan of Esquire magazine. My grandpa used to keep Esquire magazine back in the day, and I've always been a fan of it. And to be a woman of color and to be featured on the cover, they've had women of color before, but it's always like, we never used to see women of color on the cover of Esquire a lot. So that's just amazing in and of itself. I love the representation that Black women are getting, cisgender and trans. In the spread, she is wearing, let's see here. She's wearing Versace. She's wearing Bottega Veneta. She's wearing Prada. She's wearing Balenciaga. This shot with the Versace look is my favorite. I love this. To me, this is her. This is her in regular life. This is who she really is. This is definitely who she really is. So huge congratulations to those ladies. Also, we're talking about covers, honey. And we cannot talk about covers without talking about Christina Aguilera on the September issue of Glamour magazine, serving pussy, honey. Listen, you know what? I don't think Christina Aguilera gets the accolades and the flowers that she deserves. She has this huge Vegas residency. She looks better than ever. She's giving genie in a bottle tease on this cover. She's wearing YSL. She's wearing Sergio Hudson. She's wearing La Pointe. She is styled by Ryan Young and photographed by Christine Hahn. Listen, Christina on the beach serving pussy, cunt. It's giving me life. In case you guys don't know this, I'm a huge fan of Christina Aguilera. I was a bigger Christina fan than I ever was a Britney fan. And you know why? It's because Christina could fucking blow. One of the greatest voices of all time. Y'all are not going to sleep on my girl. I am so glad that she is finally getting her flowers. She's got hits upon hits. She has been in the game this is the 25th anniversary of her career. I mean, the hits. I mean, this is for my girls all around the world. Wanna get dirty. What's the other one I like? All I wanna do is rock your body. Oh, I'm a huge Christina Aguilera fan. Not only that, she's not one of, let me put it this way. She's one of the girls from that chaotic, toxic time in pop music that actually went through it and kind of went through it unscathed publicly, as opposed to some of her counterparts like Britney Spears. In the mag, she talks about, how you have to put yourself before work, and she has done a great job of that. She's always managed to kind of stay in the limelight, but always keep her personal life personal. I've never heard anything bad about Christina that really held any merit. Of course, people say she's a diva and she's a bitch and whatnot, but, listen, sometimes as a woman you have to be. Trust me, I know, girl. So I'm really happy for her. I've been seeing her all over social media, strutting her stuff. And out of all the shots, this one is my favorite. Now, ladies, this is how you serve pussy on the beach. You know, it's giving all American girl, it's giving blonde bombshell until you get down to the bottom and then you see pussy, 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 wrapped in a La Perla thong, honey. Who else can do it better than Christina? So huge congratulations to her. I would love to go see her Vegas show. Christina, if you're watching, fly me out. Give me my first celebrity interview, girl. I'll ask the hard-hitting questions. Also, you know, another thing about Christina, I remember being like 13 and that iconic VMA performance with Christina, Britney, and Madonna. And I remember everybody making a bigger deal out of Britney kissing Madonna. And they kind of acted like Christina wasn't even there at the time. And I was like, how the fuck are they going to do my girl like that? Like, bitch, are you serious? Out of Madonna and Britney, the only one that was bringing the vocals was Christina. Now, I like me some Britney Spears too. Oh, baby, baby. But that doesn't hold a candle to Britney Spears, to Christina Aguilera's vocals, honey. I mean, let's get it all the way right. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. I would love to go to her Vegas show. Hopefully I can make it before it ends, because I haven't been to a concert in years. I haven't been. The last concert I went to, like a real deal concert at an arena, shout out to my cousin Audrey. It was Destiny Fulfilled. It was the last time Destiny's Child went on tour as a group. And I saw them. It was Madison Square Garden. And my dad had just died. And my cousin flew me up to Jersey. I had just moved to Virginia. And I was having a real hard time. And I saw Beyonce live. That was the last concert, like real deal concert I went to. Memories. Anyway, so in more fashion news, oh honey. So we talked a couple weeks ago, it might have been a couple of months ago now, about Rihanna becoming the first black woman to star in the Dior ad campaign. Now the spot was previously held by Oscar-winning actress Charlize Theron. The perfume has been around for 25 years now. And the first images have been released. Take a look. I think she looks stunning. Ooh, excuse me. Absolutely gorgeous. So apparently, according to Women's Wear Daily, the shoot took place at the Palace of Versailles in Paris. In front of the wall of mirrors. It was shot by Stephen Klein. And after seeing this, I can't wait to see what they come up with. But I don't want it to resemble anything that Charlize has done. Like, give Rihanna her own aesthetic for the ad campaigns. Give her her own zhuzh and vibe for it. Don't give us a repeat of Charlize Theron and just insert Rihanna. But I think this is gonna be huge. This is going to be huge. I did see a couple of people in the comments. A couple of people were making racist comments about it. I was really shocked. I really don't know the history of it. I've never really heard of any history of racial disparities in the House of Dior. So I don't know where that's coming from, but I think this is great. I think especially now with the election coming up, you know, everything's at a fever pitch. Certain people don't want to see black people, doing well. Certain people don't want to see LGBT plus people doing well. It's just a world full of hate. And with all that being said, girl, fuck the hate and congratulations to you. This woman she's bionic. Okay, this woman is unhuman, unreal. Like the things that she's accomplished coming from where she's come from, it's a huge inspiration. So huge congratulations to Rihanna. I can't wait to see the visuals. I'm really excited because Stephen Klein is one of my favorite photographers, so I really can't wait. And if this picture is a testament to what she's going to be giving, honey, I can't wait. So, what do we have next? So, listen. Let me pull this up here. So, after a 2-year hiatus, due to the war, Ukrainian Fashion Week is making its comeback. I saw this announcement on media outlet Culted on their Instagram. And I was intrigued by the looks that I was seeing. They were, doing a carousel of all the design of some of the designers that were going to be showing. Frolov, Bob Kova. Excuse me if I butcher these names. I'm not Ukrainian. I don't know anything about these designers. I just found this post while I was, engaging on social media, as they say, and I came across this, and some of the looks were striking, but I don't know how to pronounce these names, so forgive me. Ksenia Schneider, and this is the one that I'm most excited about, Nadia Dzyak. I think that's how you pronounce it. So hold on here. Let me get myself together. So I'm going to show, so this right here is a video of her latest collection that she debuted during Lisbon Fashion Week. Vogue and all the fashion publications, we have got to do better. I did not know that they had Fashion Week in Lisbon. Why are we not covering this? It's so much more than Paris, Milan, and London, and New York. And sometimes y'all like to feature LA because, LA is not, LA Fashion Week, doesn't usually make a whole lot of waves either. But why are we so stuck on, why is Paris, Milan, and New York, why is that the only ones that we really, really pay attention to? And now, like I talked about last week, now, we're talking more about Copenhagen. I had no idea that they had Lisbon Fashion Week. No idea, but this is her collection from Lisbon. So Nadia Dzyak is the Ukrainian fashion brand found in 2008, known for a combination of architectural forms and feminine aesthetic. Its transparent elements have brought the brand international popularity and recognition. I love this look right here. That was the look that they featured on Culted. This is what really, I was like, wow, who is that and what are they about? So here's a couple of other pictures from the looks that she's done. I love this purple dress. And this one is a look featured in one of the Glossies. I can't remember which one. So yeah, I'm really excited. I hope that Vogue and Women's Wear Daily and all the fashion publications here in the U.S. Start to branch out a little bit more. Like I said, there's way more than London, Paris, and Milan, and New York. And we don't even really know about it because you guys don't push it, or maybe I just don't know where to look. But I think it would be a good idea, and it would be great for, these up and coming designers who haven't had a chance yet to be featured by you guys. And I think, listen, I said the same thing about, the fashion weeks in Africa. There's fashion weeks all over Africa, and we don't hear anything about it. So I think, fashion publications need to delve into that and push the newer, the not so popular ones out even more, because you never know what talent you'll find in these other places. Excuse me, I am really stuttering today. I have not smoked reefer all day, so I'm a little amped. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It starts on September 1st, and I think they said it ends on the 6th or the 5th. So yeah, let's make sure we check it out and support. I'll be giving you guys updates as it goes along. So listen, I talk a lot of shit over here. I'm a little shady. I like to spill the tea and all the gossip and all of that. But I also like to give credit where credit is due, especially when it's young black excellence, and especially when it's coming straight from where I live. So huge shout out to Time Magazine's 2024 Kid of the Year, Himane Bekele. He is a 15-year-old scientist out of Fairfax, Virginia, and he has created a new soap that could prevent skin cancer. I read read this and I was like, where is he from? Where is he from? I think this is fascinating. I love to see stories like this, especially when it's one of us. It's like, yes, let's keep breaking the mold. Let's keep pushing positivity. Let's keep pushing intelligence. Let's keep pushing young, gifted, and black. This is what I like to see. So huge congratulations to him. He's from Fairfax, Virginia. Who knew that we had this brilliance right here in Virginia? So I'm very proud. This is one of the instances where I can say I am very proud now to be an unofficial Virginian, because I'm always going to be a Jersey girl. So listen. On to our last story, honey. Today was a short show. I'll be back in a few days. I'm up on it. I'm up on it. Yeah. So you guys knew I was going to talk about Michael Rubin. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Michael Rubin is a billionaire entrepreneur, business tycoon. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Okay, so I had to get my notes together. So he is the CEO and founder of global digital sports platform Fanatics. They deal with like jerseys and sneakers and sports memorabilia and all of that. He also is a social activist, as he is the co-chair of the Reform Alliance. And to break it down even simpler, he's the Jewish guy that throws the big white party every year that Kim Kardashian and Lori Harvey and, all the rappers go to. Very demure, very mindful. Huge shout out to her, by the way. I have been seeing, I can't think of her name right now, but I'm going to have a picture of her right here. She's been all over social media, very mindful. Do you see how we show a little chi-chi, but not too much. Very mindful, very demure. So she is a trans sister, and she has blown up overnight. All week I've been hearing very demure, very mindful. I just saw her. She was on Instagram. She was out to dinner with Chris Appleton, hairstylist to the stars, darling, including Kim Kardashian and all of that. So huge congratulations to her. Anyway, back to Michael Rubin. So he's the guy that throws the big annual white party every year. He's also very good friends with Meek Mill. And he was the guy heckling Meek in that now very infamous bunny hop video, because he beat him in tennis, and after all the stuff came out with Diddy, and he said some questionable things about losing a cellmate is like losing a girlfriend, yada yada yada. So his sexuality has definitely come into play. And as his good friend Michael Rubin stopped by the Breakfast Club for an interview, and it came up, and here's what he said.
When I see the narrative of a really good friend of mine like Meek, and people trying to, again, if he was gay, which there's not one gay bone in his body, who cares? Number one, let's say if people want to be gay, it is 2024. Who the cares? Okay. Number two, there's not a gay bone in his body. So like, why do people want to lie about that? Why do people want to change a narrative of a bet he made with me to try to hurt him? Like, that is the one thing I've learned about, look, I'm just being blunt because it's me. It's the one thing I've learned about black culture that I don't like, is that black hate on hate.
Speak on that more. I heard you say that earlier, and I wanted you to expound on that. You said you don't like to see black people tearing down other black people.
Yeah, it's horrible. Okay. Like it's horrible. Like what? Like I want to support look, you guys, two of you guys know me pretty well. Anything I can ever help with, I'm always there. I always want to be helpful. I feel lucky and fortunate to do what I do every day. To be as, whatever success I've had, I feel blessed to do that. And I want to give back in every way I can. In business and in charitable things, I'm always trying to be helpful. Like, why does someone want to bring somebody else down? Let's try to build everybody up. Like, I
So, after that, Black Twitter was up in arms, honey. Black Twitter was like, mind your Jewish business. A lot of people were like, how dare you speak on black culture? A lot of people, and let me tell you something. I'm new to the YouTube thing. So I do watch different YouTubers. But one that really disappointed me was Funky Dineva. I was watching Funky Dineba yesterday, and Funky Dineba did a whole, like, it was like even referencing Jewish wives, referencing Anne Frank. I mean, just took it to a whole nother level of nasty. And it really turned me off. And I'm still a fan of Funky Dineba, but if Funky Dineba ever sees this, he might cuss me out and diss my wig and say I'm broke and I ain't nobody and who the fuck am I? But, right is right and wrong is wrong. When it comes to Michael Rubin, does it sting a little bit to have somebody from the outside of the black community talk, say what they've observed? Absolutely. That does not go unnoticed. But was he lying? And I think that a lot of people missed the point as to what he was saying. I think he was really addressing why is it such a big deal even if Meek Mill was gay? Like, why is it like a ooh thing? But I think he was nervous to really say it like he meant it, and he rambled. And when you ramble, that's when things get misconstrued. That's where he went wrong. He should have said what the fuck he wanted to say, and said it boldly, because it's the truth. And for all the people that are saying, who are you to speak on black culture? He's the man that a lot of you motherfuckers pulled the chair out and gave him a seat at the table. That's who the fuck he is. He's very involved in hip-hop culture. We see him around black people all the time. I've seen, and I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen rappers come out, if you ain't at the Michael Rubin party, you ain't shit. Y'all gave him a seat at the table. He's just telling you what he's observing. And listen, I've talked to some friends about it. I've talked to my cousin Shamara. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Shamara too. She called me out of the blue today. And now that I'm in transition, I know that there's some family members that are going to want to talk to me, that are going to want to act like, they don't know me and things like that. And it's been happening slowly but surely. And so I've kind of straight away, stood back from family for a minute. And she called me out of the blue today, and she, we just had an amazing conversation. I hate to get off track, but I got to talk to my cousin Amora today, who is 16 months old and a heartbreaker, honey. This is them. So yeah, shout out to my cousin. I love my cousin. Love you. Anyway, but yeah, this is who you gave a seat at the table to. You gave him a seat at the table, and this is what happens. And what I'm noticing is sometimes I'm just going to say, look, I'm rambling. I'm not taking my own advice. Sometimes black people use white people at their convenience. And this is one of those cases. You're using him at your convenience. So he can give you money for your businesses. Y'all can go to his parties. But the minute he says anything remote, gives any kind of constructive criticism, it's a problem. I don't see a problem with what he said. I don't. Especially because before I went into the thing about my cousin, the black community is at a strange place right now when it comes to when it comes to queer black people. Because there was a time when it was socially acceptable for a lot of y'all to make jokes, to threaten, to bully, and nobody would say anything. But now people are saying something. So now much like the Karens of the world, that you can't really do that and get away with it anymore. So now not all, but a huge chunk of the black community is kind of doing this thing that the white folks do, where it's but I have gay friends, or I have, that kind of thing. And it's for a lot of you that are sitting up here defending or going against Michael Rubin and what he said, and shifting it oh, how dare you talk about black on black hate. This is one of those cases. You're using him at your convenience. And this is one of those cases. Sometimes black people use white people at their convenience. And it's for a lot of you that are sitting up here defending or going against Michael Rubin and what he said, and shifting it oh, how dare you talk about black on black hate. That's not, you're putting smoke in mirrors, because that's not what the fuck he was saying. And he did say, you saw it in the clip, he was like, I know I'm going to catch hell for this. But, sir, you have been invited to the cookout several times. I mean, you can say what you see within a certain line. There is a narrow, fine line that you have to walk when you're in a position like a Michael Rubin. But why can't he say anything? And it's like we're at this point where the black community is kind of acting like homophobia within the black community does not exist. It takes me back to that whole Chingy story that I did a few months back, where the whole thing with Sydney Starr lying about sleeping with him came up, and everybody was saying that Sydney Starr ruined his career. Well, no. Are we really going to shift the blame? The blame is, why did it matter who he slept with? Why did the record label drop him because of who he slept with? That's the bigger issue. The bigger issue here is, why are we using gay as a pejorative against men and ruining their careers? That's the real question. Why are we using gay as a pejorative, and using it not only as a pejorative, but as a way to pull somebody down and ruin their career? As if being gay is there something so wrong with being gay, when we salute people like Future who have kids and don't really take care of them. We have people like Young Thug who are in jail for doing all kind of crazy stuff with RICO charges and carrying on, and we're talking about free him. Why is that okay? But Meek Mill possibly being gay, which, listen, Michael Rubin, I do not believe that Meek Mill does not have a gay bone in his body. Now let me clarify on that. Now, I don't believe that. And that's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. And either way, it's none of my goddamn business. Hell, I'm trying to figure out who the hell I am half the time. We have got to stop shifting blame. And if you don't want white people talking about our business, then stop inviting them to the table. Because what's happening is your desire to be close to whiteness, because it's going to make you feel more important, it comes with consequences. It comes with you having to hear their opinion about your community. That's what it comes with. Why are y'all going to, Michael Rubin's party when you could host your own party? Oh, because that's the hottest ticket in town. That's the hottest white ticket in town. And you ain't that nigga if you ain't here. But we down other, black-owned, black-created events. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And it's really like, come on. Don't sit here and, please, y'all need to really stop acting like the majority of us are not homophobic. We were all, as a black person, most of us were raised with homophobic tendencies. Even if it's the most minor thing. Most of us in the black community have heard our parents say homophobic stuff. We have heard our grandparents say homophobic stuff. We have gone to church and hear the pastor stand up in the pulpit and say homophobic stuff. Are we really, as black people, going to sit here and act like we are not homophobic? How dare you? It's giving very much Karen. It's giving very much Karen. And please, you're insulting my intelligence. The way Schoolboy Q, who's a rapper who spoke out against the saying, this is crazy. Ain't no black on black nothing. Well, there is black heterosexual on black queer crime. You can't sit here and say that when trans women and gay people and gay black femme non-binary people are getting killed at the hands of black men at alarming rates, especially when it comes out that it's a black man that did it, and y'all like, well, she probably tricked him, or, well, you know how they are. Are we really going to sit here and act like, girl, please? Girl, please. Girl, please. Girl, please. Let's not do that. You know, we have these people in the higher up positions of shit that we created, and then we get mad when they tell us how they feel. Y'all the ones that brought them here. I will never understand why, you know, and this is no shade, but it's just a question I have. I will never understand why Jay-Z is working with the NFL when we know how the NFL feels about their black players. Why not invest in our own? Even when I talk about labels, we talked about the Dior bags that cost $2,200, but they only cost $50 to make. And it was black people in the comments defending Dior. It's a slave mentality. And granted, it's been passed down to us from generations because of the trauma that was inflicted on us in this country at that time. But when are we going to come up out of that? How long has slavery been over with? And yeah, it might sound a little insensitive, and I don't mean it to be insensitive, but at some point, we have to get over it. We have to build ourselves back up. We have to unify, and we have to isolate. It's what the Jews did. I see a lot of black people talking about the Jews, talking about the Jewish community in this country. I grew up in Jersey around nothing, but most of the white kids I went to school with were either Italian or Jewish. And one thing I can say about the Jewish community, they don't give a damn about nothing except holding each other down. We don't do that in the black community. The unity in the black community it's circumstantial. It's like, oh, well, we accept you as long as you ain't this, and as long as you're not doing that. Let's not sit here and act like that's not true. Please, let's not do that. Anyway. Stop inviting the motherfuckers to the cookout. That's what I say. And there's white people in my life that I love that would never, you know, say anything disparaging, but they've given their opinions about stuff that goes on in the community. I have a white girlfriend, and she was like, you know, Jaja, I don't understand what the big deal is. We were out, and we went to a cookout, and with some other girls with us, and it was like, immediate, like, oh, look at this motherfucking faggot. This is when I was a little clocky. I'm not as clocky now as I was back then, but I was a little clocky that day. Okay, I was. But she was like, I just don't understand, like, that's crazy how they treat you. And I said, it's been happening all my life. That's my experience with the black community. And I've seen other trans women and other queer black people say the same thing. But I'll end with this. I'm black before I'm anything else. And Michael Rubin, just tread light. You weren't wrong in what you said. It was not your place to say it. It does offend people. People don't want to hear a white Jewish man talking about what's going on in our community. They just don't. They just don't. So continue to have the parties. Continue to invest in black businesses. Continue to be friends with people. You know, he does amazing work. Just stay off the issues. Let somebody else deal with it. I'll also end with this. Black folk, if y'all not going to talk about it, who else going to talk about it? Because I don't see any of y'all standing up, the majority of y'all. I don't see any of y'all rappers standing up for LGBT queer plus people in the black community. I don't see any of you athletes standing up for LGBTQ plus black people in the queer community. I see, if anything, most of you are quiet and the other ones are just too outspoken and deplorably nasty for words when it comes to the subject. So let's not do that. If you don't want that sticker on your bumper, that homophobic, transphobic sticker on your bumper, then speak up. Because you're a part of us and we're a part of you. And that's today's show. Anyway, guys, I'll be back maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll be talking about some more stuff. I love you guys. Ciao.